Hello! Welcome to another episode of Tabletop Scholar. I'm James.
I'm Jade.
And we are with Chandler. He is going to teach us how to play Marvel Champions. So, Chandler, how do we play Marvel Champions?
So to begin with, Marvel Champions is a cooperative deck builder game. It's a living card game, so you're not going out and buying booster packs.
So I can't fight him.
No.
Maybe in the parking lot.
That works.
Maybe one day they'll come out with some kind of PvP element, but right now, if players were to kill each other, they'd literally just kill each other in 1 or 2 shots.
That's
Interesting. Okay.
So you play against a deck that is built around a villain. In this case, we're fighting the first boss, which is Rhino. He's basically trying to steal a bunch of money.
Ooh, okay.
loser.
So each player will have their own customized deck. So
Okay, no place to
you
judge.
can buy a pre-made deck, but it's something you can heavily customize.
Is that what we're playing with today? Is customized decks?
No, you're playing with the pre-formed decks for She-Hulk and Iron Man. And basically what happens here is you'll have 15 cards that are specifically designed for your character, and the rest of the cards will be built around an aspect. There are 4 aspects: justice, aggression, protection, and leadership. There's also a 0.5, which is the pool aspect, because Deadpool is so powerful that he has his own aspect in the game.
Very cool.
With that said, you kind of get to mix and match. There's some rules for deck building, but that's not what we're going to go too far in depth here. But the key part of it is it's not just a deck you went out and bought, it's a deck that you actually got to customize as you played.
Notice
Nice.
these cards are double-sided as well.
Yep.
Yes.
So every character has an alter ego and a hero identity. In this case, you're Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, and you are Tony Stark and Iron Man.
Love the
Oh my God.
on the box
I
as well.
am Tony Stark.
I'm 6'7" and bright green. People are
Oh,
gonna
no,
stare
that's
no
not
matter how I dress. That's cool.
That's fair. So, if you're looking on your alter ego side, which is the side you're going to see that is kind of like your day-to-day not hero version, at the very top you're going to see the name of your character, and there's going to be a star next to that. That's to say that you're a unique character. While Jennifer Walters is in play, Iron Man couldn't play the She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters' ally, for example. And She-Hulk couldn't play Iron Man as an ally.
All right.
Next to that, you'll see a recovery. That's how much you heal when you're going to heal. I'll explain that more later.
Okay.
And then you'll see like your special ability. For example, Jennifer Walters has I Object, where she lowers the amount of threat that a scheme will get. In Iron Man, he
What's funny about
has...
that is she's an attorney.
I
I
noticed that
object.
as well.
And when I was calling Rhino a loser because he was stealing money, specifically it was because the bottom of my card says, I'm obviously not doing this for the money.
I love that.
And I believe his ability is called Futurist, where he gets to draw some cards, if I remember correctly.
On the other side?
Should be on this is Tony Stark's side. What is that called?
Alter Ego? No, Futurist.
Yeah, Futurist.
Okay, yeah.
I forget
Action,
the...
look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the others. Limit once per round.
And anyone who has any serious TCG chops, trading card game chops, is going to get this game immediately. It's a very simple game to play. The complexity comes in the cards themselves
Okay.
and the way the villain plays.
Very cool.
Rhino is the simplest villain to play. He has really one phase. He does one thing. He does it really well. But if you're careful, he's not going to be too much trouble.
Okay.
So what I want you guys to do is look at the very bottom of your card. You're going to see hand size and hit points. Make
I
sure
have 6 hands.
and you should have 6 as well.
Oh,
Always well. So almost every hero starts with a hand of 6 when they're in their alter ego. It's when you switch over to your hero side that things start changing a lot.
Okay.
So you both are going to draw up to your hand size.
Can I look at them?
Yep, you are welcome to look at them. It's your deck. So every card in the lower left-hand corner is going to have an aspect color. There are 3 major colors, and there's a 4th one as well. But the red fists, as we tend to call them, the purple science resource, and then the yellow energy resource, and then there is a green wild resource. That green wild resource can be spent for any color. In the upper left-hand side of the card, you're going to see a number. That's how much resources it costs to play. So say, for example, here you want to play combat training. Combat training is an excellent first card to get out. You're going to need to spend 2 resources to play it, as it says right up there. And when you spend a resource, you discard the card from your hand to use it as a resource. So to give you a little bit of help for your first turn, you're going to want to play combat training immediately.
Okay.
You see that card right next to it, the power of aggression?
Yep.
Okay, if you read that card, it's going to say that you can spend it and double the resource for it if you play an aggression card. So in this case, power of aggression is going to give you 2 wild resources. So you can discard that. You're just going to create a little discard pile next to your draw pile, wherever you want it, yep. And well, you're just discarding the power of aggression.
Just the power of aggression.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you're going to put that in play. And this goes in play somewhere over here. For those of you who play Magic, think enchantments, artifacts, that kind of stuff. You know, this is something that stays into play.
Okay.
And what this does for you is it gives you a +1 to your attack.
Oh, nice.
So it makes you stronger. You can hurt things better.
So what's the difference between upgrade, event, allies, support?
So an upgrade and support are very much permanent effects that you just stay out and play, like her upgrade here.
Gotcha.
As a thematic perspective, upgrades are usually things that improve your character. They're usually items, and a support is usually a person or a location. So you have a support in your deck called the Helicarrier. That's an example of a support.
Okay.
But she has a combat training in here that is an actual upgrade. Now, the other aspect of this game is being able to switch your identities. Once per your turn, you can flip your identity. So let's go ahead and flip Jennifer Walters into She-Hulk. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you guys will notice that I'm using these lovely burger tokens. These are not required, nor do they come with the game, but I absolutely love them. And if you do get into Champions, I recommend you grab some.
Can we put a couple in front of that card there
Yeah.
so that the card cam can see them?
Yeah, absolutely. So you got number 2 there, some numbers there. This is my absolute favorite token right there, is the activation token, because when I exhaust something, they call it in this game.
Can I look for the camera?
You also may hear this referred to as a tapping something. So as you looking at it right there, it's a black X. You can flip it over to the green check mark that kind of tells you whether your card is available or not available without having to turn it on its side over and over.
Oh, nice.
That's very nice, actually. I really do like that.
So what we would normally do is, you got the rest of your hand here, you have your entire turn. The way the turn breaks down for your hero is you can do everything in any order you want to do it in. So we might want to look at these support, these upgrades here. So you got superhuman strength, and you got what's the other one called? I can't remember. Superhuman law division. So either one of those works great. So would you like to play either one of those?
I think the superhuman strength looks super cool.
Yeah, because you're already in hero form, so you might as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna put it into play, and you have to pay 2 resources. So you get rid of 2 cards that you don't want. I'd probably get rid of Mockingbird and Tenacity and keep Superhuman Law Division in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then those are going to go to your discard pile. And what this says is you get +2 to attack, so you got +2.
And then plus
Plus
1 here, so I
one.
have +3 to attack.
And your base attack is 3.
That's fixed, isn't it?
Yes.
Very nice.
So you're going to notice something here called a force response. Let's go ahead and see how that plays through. So you want to go ahead and attack Rhino?
Sure.
So you're going to exhaust your hero. You can either use one of these tokens or you can just turn it to the side. It's really up to you.
Because I'm getting used to magic and magic's rules, still learning that, I'm going to turn it on its side for practice sake.
Remember that exhausting and tapping are distinctly individual properties and not the same thing in any way, shape, or form, except for the fact that they turn the same direction as everyone else.
Got it.
Okay, so you did 6 damage, right?
Oh.
So Rhino over here is going to take 6 damage. He starts out at 28 hit points. He's now down to 22. And again, we're not going to go into the details of how all this works. If you ever want to sit down with a demo with me, you're welcome to, or if we can get on screen again, I can break that stuff down a little bit further. This is strictly a learn to play kind of game, so we're going to ignore a lot of that little stuff.
Cool. All right, let's see it.
So that is your attack.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does superhuman strength say? Well, it has a forced interrupt. This means force means you're required to do it. Interrupt means it stops what you're doing. After
It's just force response. Same
oh,
thing.
sorry, forced response. Yeah,
Okay,
same
just make sure that it's
yeah,
the same thing.
You're absolutely right. So after you attack, you discard this card, okay?
Okay.
But you get to stun the attacker. So now Rhino is stunned. We'll go ahead and put that right there next to his card so we can identify that he is stunned.
Do we need someone to play Rhino, or does Rhino able to play on his own?
I'm playing Rhino for all intents and purposes, but no, this is fully driven by this deck of cards right here.
Very cool. Okay,
So-
just making sure if players needed someone to play the bad guy or not.
In fact, when we play, it's usually 3 or 4 of us. We're all playing, and 1 or 2 people kind of just manage the villain for everyone. It's usually the 2 closest people to it.
Okay.
We usually have like a
Kind of like the banker in Monopoly.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
One person primarily is doing what the villain does, but then there's usually someone there supporting that person to make it easier on them.
So
You'll see how easy it is as I do it myself. So that gets us started.
discarded. Yep. Alrighty.
And you really don't have anything else you can do. You don't have any resources to play that.
Right.
You do have a... Oh, so you also have Do You Beam and Lift as her special ability. When you change to She-Hulk form, she just did 2 damage to Rhino. So now he's
Good.
in 1 turn you did 8 damage to him. Now we're gonna go ahead and move over to
Tony Stark.
yes.
Nice.
Okay, so I have Tony Stark. And then how do I use his action? I look at the top 3 cards, add one to my hand, and discard the others?
So actions can be played anytime during your or her turn.
Okay.
The only requirement is if you're going to do an action on her turn, you have to request an action. It's more of a semantic thing just to make sure it's a formality. But in this case, you can just go ahead and do that
I
immediately.
also have a hand size of 6, so do
Yep.
I have to spend some first?
No, your hand size is only used when you draw up your hand. After your hand size has been established, you can draw as many cards as you can based on your
Draw
roll.
3, look at them,
Now,
rocket boot.
Iron Man and She-Hulk play very differently. She-Hulk is all about smashing things when she's in her hero form,
Yep.
and then preventing threat when she's in her villain or her alter ego.
Okay.
We'll discuss a little bit more on how all that the scheming and the thwarting stuff works when the villain activates.
I want to keep my, because I love Iron Man, so I discard these 2, or do
Yeah.
I return it to the deck?
So
Just discard.
what does it say specifically? Draw 3.
Add 1 to your hand, discard the others.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so discarding.
Just a regular discard pile. Wherever you
Right
want it to
here.
be. Now, Iron Man plays differently in the sense that he's trying to build his suit. That's what's going to make him very powerful.
That's what I was thinking. So I kept the rocket boots.
Yep, the rocket
upgrade.
boots are really good. Yep.
So how do I play that then?
So you need, in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see that says 1.
Yep.
That's how much resources you have to discard. And the amount of resource you get for your card is in the lower left-hand corner of that card.
Okay.
Any upgrades or support that
It's in the lower left hand?
Yeah, the lower left-hand is a little symbol right there.
Okay, so each of those is 1.
Yeah, almost every card is 1 unless it has more, basically.
Okay, and how many upgrades can I play in a turn?
As many as you can.
So if I want to, do I have to turn him into Iron Man first?
No, anything that you have to do while in Iron Man form will say hero on it. It'll say hero action. Do you have a repulsor blast in your hand? Maybe?
I do.
You notice how it says hero
Yes.
action? You can only play that card while you're in hero form.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my rocket boots.
Okay?
Which causes me to have to discard 1.
How was it that you switched back
I'm
and
going
forth
to-
between forms?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
You can do it just during your turn.
Okay.
You can only do it once per activation, though. So
Sure.
you changed and you can't change back.
So I'm going to discard
Discard
1, and then I want to upgrade my gauntlets,
Okay.
which takes 2.
And that tower right there is
Yeah.
actually pretty good. So you really want to try to put that in play as soon as possible as well.
I was actually about to just drop my surveillance team,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure if I want to bring in Jessica Jones.
I would leave Jessica Jones out considering your current hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
Like, 'cause
repulsor
these
blast
are
is
both
really
really good. So there's my 2 discards. So
Hey,
I
can
have,
I see your Tony Stark tower real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you definitely want to get that out if you can next round.
Yep.
Now, if I remember correctly, your rocket boots give you resources.
So rocket boots, you get +1 hit point,
Yep. So
but it also has a hero action attached.
you're going to increase your hit point by 1 right
so
now.
do I have to change?
Yes, you would need to do it. You'd have to change.
Okay, so that I change.
Yep.
I play this. I drop the 1. play this because it's also a hero action and drop the other.
Well, you're not okay. So to play the card, unless it's an event, you're not doing the hero action. You're just putting the card into play.
Okay, so just the upgrade, I don't have to do it.
So let's pause for a second.
Okay.
And look at Iron Man's hand size.
1.
Yes. Now, did you look at his ability right above it?
You get +1 hand size for each tech upgrade you control to a maximum hand size of 7. So
you'd have a hand size of 3 next round.
Okay.
So what does the rocket boots do for the hero action?
Exhaust rocket boots and spend a science resource to gain the aerial trait till the end of the phase.
Now, you'll also notice your gauntlets do damage, right?
Exhaust powered gauntlets deal 1 damage to an enemy, 2 damage if you have the aerial trait.
So what I would really recommend in this turn is to say you never went to Iron Man form and stay in Tony Stark.
Gotcha.
Because your hand size is so limited in the very beginning.
Gotcha. Okay, so I stay as Tony Stark, and I can still play these though without turning into.
You just can't use your ability because it says hero action.
But I do gain a hit point.
Yep, that's correct. Okay, so you both have done everything you're going to do during your turn. Now the hero phase ends. Well, it technically doesn't end yet. You both are going to what we call ready up. So any exhausted cards are going to go ready. And then you're going to draw back up to your hand size. You will notice her hand size is different now.
Sure.
Yep. She's a lot more aggressive, so we want to... Okay. So after you both have readied everything up and drawn your cards, now the villain gets to do his thing. In this case, the break-in, he's trying to rob a bank and you guys are trying to stop him, right? Little fluff here, guys. Rhino is trying to smash through the facility wall and steal a shipment of vibranium. You must stop him. Okay, so he's trying to steal some of that good Wakandan metal. I won't go too terribly much into this, but he's trying to accomplish this scheme. And right now he has 2 points towards it. If he gets to 14 points, he wins, and you guys lose. Okay?
Can we drop his points once he earns them?
Yes, and that's the other aspect of the game. You learn how to do big damage, but now you guys also have to thwart his scheme.
Okay.
These are not offensive actions in the sense that you are attacking him, but more trying to make it harder for him to do what he's doing.
To stop him, aim to subdue, not kill.
Yep. Eventually you will have to defeat him properly.
Right.
But you can keep him from completing his scheme, which will make the game easier for you. Now that we have given him his automatic threat, he's going to do his activation. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to look at you because you're first player. That's what this symbol right here means.
Okay.
He's going to look at you. He's going to say, "She's She-Hulk." He's going to try to attack you.
Okay.
But he's stunned. He does nothing.
Oh, awesome. Okay? Love that.
He's going to look at Tony Stark and go, "Where's Iron Man?" Well, there's no one here to stop me because you're over in your lab building stuff. So he's going to go ahead and keep scheming. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to flip a card here. And there's a little symbol right here that tells me what to do.
I'm going to give this to you because I think we're on my turn.
Yep. When the villain schemes, which is what he's doing right now, you're going to reduce the amount of threat placed on it by 1. This is an emergency. We will look here and see it as a scheme of 1. I hit a 2 boost card, which means he schemes for 3. You reduce it by 1, he schemes for 2. This goes in your discard pile.
Cool.
And so he's going to go up to 4. He has 4 of his 14 threat on here.
And I took 1 away from him.
It would have been 5.
Awesome. I love it.
Now, when he is done with that, you guys are going to do what we call our bad stuff phase. You're both going to get a single encounter card. You're going to flip yours over first, and we're going to resolve it. So it says, when revealed, there's an alter ego and a hero form, and you're in hero form, right? So what Stampede says, and forgive me, I don't have these all memorized, he attacks you. And you also notice here that if he successfully damages you, you're going to get stunned. Ooh. So he's going to attack you right now. Now this brings up our next thing, defense.
I have a defense of 2.
Yes, so you can choose to defend. If you do, you exhaust your character. Would you like to defend? You don't know how hard he's hitting you yet. We know that he's hitting you for at least 2 because he has an attack of 2. You have a defense of 2, so if you exhaust, you're going to reduce 2 damage.
I'm still able to draw cards at the end of at the next round?
Yes, you unexhaust during that ready phase we just did. But you won't be able to attack this turn unless you have some kind of card to let you attack them. Which you do, you have uppercut in your hand.
But I don't have the resources for it, so I'd have to wait until I draw cards, yes?
Potentially, yes. We'll go over your what you need to
Yes, I will defend.
Okay, so you're gonna exhaust her?
Yep.
He is going to attack you for 0 stars, which means he only does 2 damage to you. You block for 2, and you take 0 damage.
Where do I see the block?
On the other side, you will see under your defense.
Defense. Okay.
Yep. And since you took no damage, Stampede did not stun you. That was the best possible world you could have had. Now we're gonna flip your card over, and he's tough. So Rhino gets a tough status.
Look what you did.
He's so tough, and the way tough works is that next time he takes damage, he doesn't. So you know your little blasters over there do 1 damage? They're amazing for getting rid of tough because it doesn't matter how much damage. You know how she hit him for like 6 damage in that one swing?
8 damage.
Well, his one swing was 6. She did damage from the other ability. So that 1/6 damage, it would just remove the tough. So it's impervious to the next source of damage.
Okay.
So that he's done now. It goes back to you guys.
I can talk to him about my plans, yes, because
You're
we're cooperating.
cooperative.
So I have a card that lets me hit for 5 damage alone, just on that. So if you take away his toughness, then I can use this.
And you'll notice that I just passed the first player token. So he's going to be first player this turn, so that really helps you.
Okay, got it.
Well, I want to start by upgrading.
Okay? Yep, whenever you get the opportunity as Tony Stark to play an upgrade, always play him.
So, what's this do?
So you remember Jessica Jones over there? She counts 3. This card counts as 2 of those when playing with Justice cards.
Oh.
So it's not going to help you in this case.
Right. So I'm going to discard that for my helmet. And then.
So hold on, let me see how many cards you got in your hand. You had. Can you grab that and that back again? I want to check something.
Okay.
How many cards you have total in your hand?
6.
6. But you want the visor.
Yep.
Because I see Nick Fury there, and Nick Fury is a phenomenal card to play if you can play him.
Right. He costs 4, but I really want this visor. But I can wait for the visor. That was my other thought, is bringing him in.
I would play Nick Fury and get rid of everything but your visor to pay for him.
So paying for Nick Fury, and then where do I play him?
Now he goes in front of you. Think of it like a creature.
I summon Nick Fury.
Now you'll notice his force response. He has 3 abilities he can do in there, but everyone does 1, which is the card draw.
Move 2 threat, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage.
Always draw the cards.
Okay, draw 3 cards.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. Ooh, Pepper Potts. The Power of Justice again, and then Helicarrier.
Helicarrier is one of the better cards in your deck. If you can get it out, always get it out. Unfortunately, you're not going to have enough cards to do it all.
Nope. But he does 2 attack if I exhaust him, right?
Yeah, but we're not going to want to attack with him. I'll show you that here in a second.
Okay. Can I spend 1 to get my helmet?
Yep.
All right. So spend and helmet.
Yep. And unfortunately, you have 2 very, very good cards in your hand, so you're probably going to want to stick with them. As a general tactic for Marvel Champions, people tend to try to clear their hand as best they can because it's more card draw, more quickly getting things out.
Yep.
I wouldn't be terribly concerned about it this turn. Now, let's talk about allies. You said you wanted to attack Rhino, but remember there's also a second thing that Rhino's doing. He's slowly getting that vibranium ready for transport.
Right.
So you'll see another number there that Nick Fury's has, which is the blue one called the
THW?
Yep.
Okay.
So you can exhaust him to remove 2 off of this, which will help stop this thing from completing.
That's what I was thinking. So I can just exhaust him.
Yep. So you're going to do 2, and you'll notice a star underneath that.
Yep.
Yep. That means that when you do that, he takes 1 consequential damage. And you'll notice he has 3 total health. So every time an ally attacks, most of the time they take damage of some kind.
Okay.
All right.
Attack or thwart. So the way to think about it is defense stops attacks. Thwarting stops schemes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to attack the villain. The villain's going to attack you.
What does 3 REC mean?
That's your recovery. When you start taking damage, you're going to flip back to alter ego and heal up, basically.
Okay.
So you have 3 tech cards now. Your hand size would still be 4. If it was me, I'd probably spend 1 more turn in alter ego.
Okay.
Now you did notice how your Nick Fury could do combat actions even though you're an alter ego because he's an ally. He does his own thing.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So he already did the only thing he can do.
Yep.
And I draw my 4 cards.
Yep. Now I know you wanted to play the big punchy thing.
But he didn't hit Rhino for,
Yes.
so it'd be a waste to use that 5 hitter.
So I would look at the other thing you had in your hand. The superhuman. So you might want to flip. You guys can probably risk it. You might want to. No, you don't. You stay exhausted.
Okay.
You might want to flip down to Walters.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can. And do you have? Okay. I'm going to show you something a little tricky here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I would play Superhuman Wall Division and get rid of your punch, the uppercut.
Oh.
I know you want to play it, but this is for long term, so you're going to discard it to play this. And then it says exhaust Superhuman Law Division, so you're going to exhaust it. Remember, this is separate from actually playing it. You're using its special ability. And spend a science resource. Those are science resources, right? Remove 2 threat from the scheme. So you're going to get rid of that card, and then you're going to get the last 2 threat over here.
Okay.
Now, think of it this way. You guys have done 8 damage to him. He's done no damage to you, and he's right at the beginning.
Okay.
As if he'd done nothing. He's got a tough token on him, but that's about it. So, that's both your turns.
I have so many good cards, man.
Yeah, Iron Man, especially if you're drawing the Iron Man cards early, it can be a little tough to choose. Eventually, you want to build the whole suit.
Yeah. I have 2 more suit pieces in my hand.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it was her turn, right?
No, that was your turn.
Oh.
So now we're gonna ready up again. So you're gonna ready all your cards and draw back up to your
So
hand
he
size.
goes back.
Yep. Oh, yes. Now, this is another reason why you did this is because you get to draw back up to your 6 cards
Right.
for your alter ego hand size. And then Rhino begins his activation. He's going to gain 2 threat because it tells us right there he gains 2 threat. Again, if he gets a 14, you guys lose the game.
Right.
And then he's going to activate again just like he did last time. He's going to start by he's going to start by scheming against you because, again, where's Iron Man? Tony Stark is in his research facility. I flipped a card, and I happen to know that she just schemed for 2. Okay? And then he's going to look at you as well.
I'm not my hero though, so would he just ignore me?
No, he schemes against you because you're not there to fight him. He's going to go back to trying to steal stuff.
Got it.
But remember, what's your special ability?
Object from a threat will be prevent 1 of that threat.
So
Once per round, okay.
He's going to scheme against you, just like he did against him. And he got a 2-star. And we see his scheme is 2 right there. So he's going to gain 3 threats.
His scheme just says it's 1.
Yeah, but you flip a card in here to determine how much it is. So
Okay.
your scheme is 1, I flip a card, and I got 2 stars.
Okay.
So it tells me he schemed for 3. We
Okay.
just add them together. Now remember, you object, right?
Object.
I object.
So he's about to gain 3 threat. You remove 1, he only gains 2.
Okay, so he's at 6 right now.
He's 6 of 14, yes. Now remember last time what happened is bad stuff time. You get the first card, which you flip over first, and you get the second card, which you flip over.
When revealed, you are confused. If you are already confused, this card gains Surge. What is confused?
Okay, this is confusion. Now, you remember how when Rhino attacked you, he was stunned and didn't get to attack you?
Yep. I cannot attack.
You cannot thwart.
Thwart.
It's
Okay.
basically the scheming version of stunned. If you're stunned, next time you perform an attack action, you lose that action. And if you're confused, the next time you perform a thwart action, you cancel it.
So do I still go first this time, or is it she?
No, because now that he's done with his turn, you pass the first player token.
Okay, got it. So what I'm going to do is...
And by the way, what you guys just covered up is the entire game.
Cool.
There are more characters that are more complicated, less complicated. There are villains that will cover this entire area with different stuff that they're doing. They get a lot more complicated than this, but the characters get a lot more interesting. The latest ones was Nick Fury and Maria Hill, which are phenomenal characters to play as right now. And the cool thing about this game is that I know people who still play heroes from the core box. Helicarrier is an amazing card. I would recommend you get it out as soon as you can.
Yeah, so can I play 2 cards? So can I play,
Play as many cards as you can afford to play.
Okay, so where's the one that plays? This one deals 3. So can I play this one for 2?
Well, what I would focus on if I were you,
Yeah.
is I would start by trying to figure out what you want to get the Helicarrier out with. So the tag team.
Point the Helicarrier out to me.
So it is a support. So think of it like a creature that you're controlling, and it will sit over here along with the other stuff. Okay? So it's going to sit out here with the other stuff, and then you can use its special ability. Don't even look at this. If it's a support, you got to pay this cost to put it in play. Once it's in play, it stays in play.
Okay.
Unlike an event, once you play an event, it does its thing and then goes in your discard pile.
Okay.
Allies, they come out and play just like Nick Fury's. Oh, I did forget one final thing about Nick Fury. Please read the last line of his ability.
At the end of the round, if he's still in play, discard him.
Yep, so he's gone.
Okay.
He costs a lot, but that 3 card draw almost pays for himself. And then you got to do two thwart as well.
Right.
So
that one seemed like a really good card,
Yeah.
and if we were in any danger of him completing his goal, so I was gonna hang on to that one for a while. I just set it aside so we wouldn't lose it.
and go ahead.
Let's play these 3 for these 3 cards.
Okay.
For this one for these 3 cards.
May I make a
Yeah.
suggestion?
Yeah.
Considering where he is on his thwart, can I see this card? Yeah, I'm gonna show you some. You want to see some tricks?
Sure.
Okay, so let's take Haymaker and Tag Team and Combat Training. Also notice you already have a Combat Training out. And it says max 1 per player, so you can't even play it.
Yeah, so this one is...
It's trash, you know?
Trash.
Get rid of the Haymaker and the Tag Team
Okay.
to put all those in your discard pile, to put the Helicarrier in play.
Okay.
Now what does the Helicarrier say to do?
Exhaust Helicarrier. Choose a player. Reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays. This stays by 1.
So you're gonna exhaust it, you can choose yourself.
Oh, I can choose myself?
Yeah, choose any player.
Okay.
Now how much does 1/2 punch cost?
I can make this cost 0 and I can just place this.
Before we do that, we're gonna flip back up to She-Hulk,
It
right?
doesn't cost anything, right?
No.
Okay.
But remember what happens when you flip up?
Your hit points go up and deal 2 damage to an enemy.
So remember this tough tech?
Yep.
This goes away. You just
Okay.
pinged them for 2.
Got it.
So you're going to reduce the cost. You're going to attack right now, right?
Yes.
So you're gonna attack for 3. It brings him down to 17 health. Right?
Yep.
You're gonna exhaust your Helicarrier to reduce that cost by 1, making it a free cost.
Okay.
And what
so
to say you do?
ready She-Hulk.
There you
So
go.
I can ready that and I can attack again with her because
Exactly.
she's exhausted, so that's 3 more points. That
There you go.
Now she's exhausted.
You're starting to see the combos.
Yep. What is this? Do I need that?
This was your encounter card. We won't worry about that.
And this is done, right? This is discard now?
Yes, it goes in your discard pile, but you said you wanted to keep legal practice in your hand.
Yes.
It's still in your hand. You're able to get rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's James'
What's her
turn.
health down at?
14.
14.
I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my suit again
Yep.
with the arc reactor. And then,
Now, with that many cards, you have a hand size of 5. Now you can probably start standing up now. Well, we call it standing up, but flipping back up to Iron Man.
okay.
Now, what do you got in your hand over there? Okay.
So I can actually, this one, if I exhaust him, I
What were the 2 cards you discarded over here?
Repulsor and Surrender.
Put those back in your hand.
Okay.
Okay, put the Arc Reactor back in your hand. Now, grab 3 cards that is not the Arc Reactor or your Helicarrier and discard those.
The carrier as well.
Yep.
Oh, the only other ones is a suit upgrade and Pepper Pots.
Really, I think you're gonna have to sacrifice one of them, or else you're gonna keeping your hand size bigger than it should be. Because the way you're looking at it, the longer you keep these 2 in your hand, I'd keep the Mark, get rid of Pepper Pots.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with having a big hand?
Because you wanna recycle your entire hand. Because
So
what he has is
these 2?
he's got 2 cards in his hand he really wants to keep, and all he's doing is reducing his hand size effectively by 2. Get rid of those 2 and the Repulsor Blast.
All 3 of them?
Yep, because you're paying for Helicarrier.
Okay. So I put down Helicarrier.
Now, that may seem like a bad choice, but now look what Helicarrier does when you exhaust it. It lowers the cost by 1.
Right.
You're not going to be doing anything this turn.
But next turn I will.
Now you've got something for the rest of the game that's going to reduce the cost of those expensive cards.
Okay.
And it
then
can reduce you
pop
down
off
to
again.
0 too.
1, 2,
Yep,
3.
so you're both going to draw back up.
And then I remove the exhaustion.
No, so I would
This
go
was
ahead.
Nick Fury's injury, by the
Yep,
way.
I would go ahead and flip up to Iron Man, and then you're just going to say, I'm going to thwart.
I'm going to thwart.
And you exhaust him, and you lose your confusion.
You get 6 in
Oh.
total, or I draw
Yep.
6?
You draw to whatever your hand size
Okay,
is. Your
so
hand size is not 6 while you're in
Oh, it's
She-Hulk.
4. Oh,
Yep.
how do-
Just, okay, so the order you drew them in,
Okay,
grab the last 2 cards and shuffle them back into your deck.
got it. My bad.
So you're going to ready up, and then draw, and then you're going to ready up and draw 2.
And flip back, right?
Nope, you stay in,
I can't draw anymore then.
well, right now you have a hand size of 4.
No, 1. But plus these?
Yep, remember it's each tech up.
So it's 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so you're back up to your hand size. You're back up to your hand size.
Okay.
Everything
well,
is reset.
And I still have an extra card, so.
Just shuffle it back in, yep.
Okay.
Okay, he's going to gain another 2. He's at 8 of 14 right now.
Okay.
So you want to start making sure you get rid of some of this threat. But now you guys have what we call your engine. Your engine is starting to roll forward.
Okay.
So he is going to look at She-Hulk. Remember to ready up
Yep, sorry.
everything. Yep. He's going to attack you. Would you like to defend? The answer is usually no with She-Hulk.
No.
Okay? He's going to hit you for 3. So you're going to reduce your health by 3. He's going to attack Iron Man. Iron Man with a defensive 1. Usually the answer is no, I'm not going to defend.
Why do I say no?
No,
I'm gonna defend.
I'm good.
Because she's got 15 hit points.
Okay.
She's usually pretty good.
What's the why not defend? What do I lose if I defend?
Your activation next round.
Oh, okay. Got it.
If you start the round exhausted, you can't attack him.
Got it.
So you take 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay? Now he is going to give you guys your bad stuff. We're going to start with yours first. And then yours. So you're going to flip it up.
Villain schemes.
Okay, so he's going to scheme.
Object.
Can't, unfortunately. 4-2. Now that brings you guys to 10 out of 14, so we're starting to get in the danger zone.
I got it.
Got to start getting rid of some of that threat. Now, James, you can flip yours up. You got a
Deal
friend.
1 damage to each hero.
So this is a friend. We jokingly refer to him as friends. You know, you have an ally in play. This is a minion. He's basically an enemy ally.
Well, we each take a damage.
Yep. So to each hero, so you're in hero form and you're in hero form. So you, Jade, you take a damage too.
I take a damage.
Yep. And then now you pass the first player token.
And what are the 2 red things on the bottom?
That is how I determine how much damage he does when flipping cards up.
Okay.
So that tells you, so if I had flipped that card when he's attacking you, he would hit you for his attack plus 2.
Ooh. It's not good.
Some of them have a star there instead of that little triangle form. Stars do special things to you. So now it is Iron Man's turn.
Okay, so then as an action, I can exhaust this to reduce my next card.
By 1, yes.
All right.
And it can reduce a 1 cost to a 0 cost.
I'm going to then reduce my arc reactor to 1 and get rid of my second powered gauntlets because I already have.
I would recommend having both those gauntlets out
Really?
if you can. Yeah, because it's going to give
I'll
you.
get rid of the repulsor.
Yes. I usually get rid of the repulsor blast every chance I get in the first turn. Now you also have this card, which is a phenomenal card.
Yeah.
Again, you want to try to get that out as quickly as you can.
Yeah, but that's
Yep.
still 3 and I can't. This one's only 2 and would let me almost have my suit completely upgraded.
Yep. And there's a lot of different play styles on how you want to do it, but you got a lot of really important cards in your hand right now, but thankfully you're looking at nearly a full hand of 6 when you begin your turn.
So I can thwart him though, right?
Yep. You can exhaust to thwart.
So I
you thwart
exhaust
two.
and thwart for 2.
Okay, this goes away right there.
And then I'm going to exhaust my arc reactor to
Yep.
bring him back and then thwart for another 2.
That's correct.
And then do we have any threats from schemes?
These are that is the threat from scheme that you just removed.
Okay. I think that's all I got then.
Okay, if I recall correctly, the repulsor blast required. Can you do any damage with that?
I can exhaust it to deal 1 damage to an enemy or
2 if you have aerial.
if I'm aerial.
And that's the rocket boots is what allows you to have aerial. You
Yeah.
probably don't need to worry about that. And what does your visor do?
Remove 1 threat from a scheme.
Okay, so you're just gonna exhaust that to do 1 threat, and I assume it's 2 if you have aerial.
It's from each scheme if I
Okay.
have aerial.
Okay, so yeah,
So I can exhaust this to remove 1,
there you go. It's removed by 1.
and then
You're gonna hit him with your gauntlet.
I will hit him with this to deal 1 damage.
Okay. And your boots, you need to spend the resource for it, so it's not really all that
Yeah,
big of a deal
it's
right
really
now.
not. And that's all I got.
Okay. Move over to you.
Alright.
Wait, can I have him do something?
No, because he's not for you. He's against you.
Oh, okay.
He's a bad guy.
Oh, that's
So-
why he was up here.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Well, shoot, I should have got rid of him.
Now, what you can do,
Can I do these 2 and exhaust these 2 to play this one? So we get
this doesn't give you any resource by itself.
Oh.
It just gives you a passive +1 attack.
right.
you can't
This one gives me
Lowers your cost,
lowers
yes.
my cost. So if I do this one to lower this down to 1,
How many cards do you have in your hand?
4.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Exhaust your helicarrier, play Avengers Mansion. Get rid of everything else. It's so much more important. Because look at its ability. It's an extra card every turn for you.
Every turn,
Yep, because it stays in play.
but I don't want to.
It sucks.
Is that okay to lose that one? 'Cause
yes.
It's like an emergency if
Well,
he's building up.
You
I just took a bunch off
just
of
took
it.
a bunch off.
Right, but I was just like thinking if he builds up. So what this does is I can
He went from
discard
10 to
up to
5.
Yeah, I think you're
5.
going to get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So play this one.
So you're
Apparently you do more damage
You're
and
exhausted.
I hit more schemes.
that's why you're justice and she's aggression.
Makes sense.
So then you're going to discard 3 cards, and you're going to put Avengers Mansion in play. Now, you could use this right now and draw a card.
Okay.
You may not be able to play it, but yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you can't play it, right?
Mhm.
So you're just going to keep that in your hand. Now, you can thwart for 1, or you can attack him for 3.
I'm gonna tag him for 3.
Well, actually, attack for 4. Remember?
Oh yeah, because I get a plus on that,
Yep.
so that is exhausted. Yes.
Okay.
And she'd be exhausted too.
Yep. So you hit him for 4. He's down to 9 now. And what is the resource that's in your hand right now?
It
It's
is
energy.
exhausted.
No,
Oh,
energy.
okay, yeah, energy. The
So I was wondering if it was a science, because if it's a science, you could have flipped down and did that. But don't worry about it.
okay, got it. So what health is she at? 9? Or is he at 9?
Rhino's at 9.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the end of both your rounds. You're going to start by readying back up again. And then draw back up to your hand size.
My hand size is now 6.
I believe it's 5. I don't think the helicarrier is...
To a maximum of 7.
Yes, is the helicarrier a tech card?
No, it's not.
So you get 5 right now. But you're going to have that other pieces of your armor out real soon, and you're going to have the 7 hand size. Usually once Iron Man gets to a 4 hand size, that's when I stand him up to Iron Man. Okay, everything's readied up, so we're going to do the Rhino. He's going to gain 2 threat again. He's going to look at first player, which happens to be Iron Man right now. He's going to attack you. I ask you if you're going to defend.
I mean...
You're only reducing 1 damage if you do it.
No.
Okay. He hits you for 3. And you're about to start seeing why you have to go down occasionally to heal back up. He's going to look at you, She-Hulk. I'm going to ask you if you'd like to defend.
No.
Okay. He's going to hit you for 2.
Okay.
So you take 2 damage.
I have to wait to play this?
You have to be able to do an action. You can do it right now. You can't do it right now because it's an action.
Okay.
Yep. And you can do it during your turn, though.
Got it. Well, it's not completely necessary, but...
Nope. Now he's going to give you guys your bad stuff.
Did I flip mine first?
Because you're first player. And that is a side
Control.
scheme. So when you draw that, it immediately goes up here as a side scheme.
Oh.
Okay.
So you will notice, everyone, that there's a symbol right here that tells you 2 per player. So this is going to go here, and it's going to have 4 threat on it. This is what's called a crisis icon right here. This means that when this is out, you can't thwart the main scheme. This is a crisis that you must stop.
So we have to stop crowd control before we can stop the main scheme.
Yes.
How many points is on the crowd control?
4.
Okay.
Now we're going to flip your card up, see what it is. Got a friend.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Oh, and I'm so sorry, I forgot that Shocker is going to attack you for 2. So it's going to bring you down to 2 health. You're definitely going to go down to Tony Stark this round and start healing back up.
Maybe.
Now, he is a mercenary. He's a Hydra mercenary. He has a special rule called Guard. You can't attack the villain while he's fighting you.
Oh, okay, so he's his minion.
Yes, these are his minions. Everything that comes out of this deck is bad stuff. This is never in your favor.
Okay, so I have this. I have a attack card that is deal 5 damage to a minion if you paid for this card using a attack resource. And this attack gains overkill, excess damage for this attack to the villain. So I should use this on that one, right?
So we're gonna pass the first player token back to you. And now, now it becomes yours.
So I'm going to. Can I exhaust this one to add more to that?
Once these are out, they can no longer be used as resource, but you can reduce the card. Do any of your cards have a fist on them?
Yes, this one.
So I would go ahead and use your helicarrier and that resource to play Relentless Attack.
Okay, so that goes there.
Now it goes and you just flip out. Because you use it for resource.
Right, and then I place this
and
one
it
here.
does 5, well, it just goes into play.
Okay.
And you're saying I'm going to do 5 damage to the Hydra Mercenary?
Yep. And he only has 3 health, so he's gone, yes?
And overkill is a very interesting keyword because what it does is any excess damage goes to Rhino.
Okay.
So now he's down to 7 hit points. This goes and you just crop out as resolved.
Got it.
And it is, so your turn.
Can I do this one towards him and then get rid of this one?
Yes, any character. You can do it for any character, not just yourself. So you can pay that 1 and use first aid on him.
You are healed 2 damage.
Yay!
And we probably could have grabbed this earlier, but you can go ahead and exhaust this to draw a card. Normally you want to do it at the very beginning. Now what's the resource on that guy? Oh, okay. So here's what you could do now is you could roll down to She-Hulk. Or Jennifer, sorry. You can flip her down to...
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then, what does it say you can do again?
Exhaust superhuman law division. Spend a science resource. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. This is a science. So I can spend this to remove 2 of those.
Yep.
And that brings the little extra scheme down to only 2. So we only have to hit that.
Now you notice here that it says thwart right here.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you this is a thwart action.
Yeah.
And this stops all thwart actions from going off of this one.
Right. So do that top
Yep.
one. Yeah. So now we have to hit him for 2 more before we can hit
Exactly.
him.
Exactly.
Can he still gain 1? Gain thwarts?
Yes, he will still continue to gain.
Okay, got
Yep.
it, got it.
Now, also, before you rolled down, I forgot. Let's pretend you didn't roll down yet.
Mm-hmm.
What could you have done before you did that?
Attack.
Well, you...
I attacked him.
Yep.
Okay, so he's gone though.
Yep. He dies, then you roll down, and you did this.
Yeah.
Okay?
I didn't do these this round, did I?
No, you did.
Oh, I
You
did.
did. You used this to pay
Just
for...
this card.
Yes, exactly. So you notice how that card draw that you just had helped you do more than you would have normally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got a couple things that I figured out what I want to do.
Okay?
First thing, because I get extra cards anyway by increasing the size of my suit, pay 1, my suit goes up even
You're
better.
going to pay 2 for that, so you use your carrier?
Using my carrier to only pay 1.
Yep, there you go.
Then I'm gonna tap this, spend these to go aerial.
Yep,
So all of my stuff is way stronger.
yep.
And then I will this guy I have to hit him for 3 to
He
take
needs
it out.
3 damage before he dies.
All right, so he takes 2, and
Another
then
gauntlet.
that will hit him for 4.
Yep, yeah, he's dead. He's
So
dead
he's
now.
out.
Yep.
And
Now remember your visor.
yeah, I'm reading it. Remove 1 threat from each scheme because
Does it say thwart on it?
it says
It is a thwart right here. It says it's a thwart.
right. Remove. It says remove 1 threat from each scheme though if I'm aerial.
Yeah, but because it's a crisis, you can't remove any threat from the scheme with a thwart until this is gone. What I would suggest overall, you get more out. It's more or
Really?
less the same. Yep.
And it says each.
Here's what I would suggest. Just thwart with Iron Man. Thwart to 2 off of Iron Man.
All right, so I'll throw 2 off of Iron Man.
So this goes away.
Get rid of
That's gone.
control.
Now you can use the rest of your stuff.
All right, so now I'm going to tap this and remove another threat.
Okay. And remember your arc reactor.
And I used him. And now I tap the arc reactor to bring him back in, and I'm going to thwart 2 more.
Yep. Notice how
Yes.
you're keeping it low, so she can smash them, and you do a little bit of damage too here and there. You just don't.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
much.
I'm all about the thwarts, and you're all about
Yeah.
the damage. So
And the way you're playing right now is my preferred playstyle. I like thwarting characters. So
Like watching the health go down.
yep, some people just sort of pure aggro. So now it goes back to you guys resetting everything and drawing back up.
okay. So, oh yeah, when I tapped it the second time to remove the 2, so you back up.
Yeah.
But for 4, remember? Your hand size of 4.
6.
Oh, you're sorry. No, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
6. And you're looking at a hand size of 6 right
6.
now. And it's about to be 7, I'm assuming, when you
Yeah.
did that last.
I forgot that this one doesn't
Yeah.
count. My bad.
Now, keep in mind it says tech. It doesn't say Iron Man, it says tech.
Okay.
A lot of people will play Protection Iron Man because there's a lot of tech gadgets in the Protection deck.
Okay.
So he'll have other tech upgrades other than his suit.
Okay.
So Rhino goes ahead and gets 2 more. And then he is going to look at first player, which happens to be Jennifer here. He is going to scheme against you for 2, but you're going to
I object.
reduce it by 1.
Yep, reduce by 1.
Okay, so we only gain 1 threat from that. And then Iron Man, we probably forgot this.
My next thing will heal him for 6.
Yes, but my suggestion is you just roll down at the end of your turn into alter ego. So he's going to scheme against you
Okay.
for 3, which would have killed you. Okay.
Don't die, I need you.
Yep. So right now he is at 10.
And then does my health go back up to 9 or what?
You'll have to recover.
So I recover 3.
You have to exhaust your character to do that.
Okay.
So you were already exhausted when you did all that last turn. Now he's going to give you guys both bad stuff. And you guys resolve yours first because you're first player.
When revealed, this card gains Surge. Rhino attacks you. If a character is damaged by this attack, this character is stunned.
Read the alter ego one. So your alter ego. So you just
Okay, got it.
Surge is just a fancy rule that says I draw another card.
Oh, okay.
And he's tough again. And you saw that one earlier. So he gets another tough token. Really, that one's not terribly bad.
Yeah,
Especially-
but I had a plan in
I
mind.
can help with that though.
These guys gauntlets.
I got a plan in mind.
Venom. It says assault. When revealed in alter ego, this card gains Surge.
Yep, you just hand it back to me and we draw another card. Another Surge. Oh, we got a bomb scare here. It has 2 on it,
Okay.
Ugh.
and then it gets another 2 because 2 players is 1 per player. Okay? And that's the end of the turn.
Can I do damage if the bomb scare's up there?
Yes. This does not stop you from doing damage to him.
Cool. Awesome.
So you're
But
gonna
that toughness does.
Yep, you're gonna pass the first player token over to James.
Get rid of that toughness so I can do what I need to do.
I got you.
I'm about to smash some stuff.
Well, first I need to upgrade my suit. So I'm gonna get 6 health back when I do it though. So I'm gonna go back into Iron Man,
Okay.
and then I'm going to
Use your helicarrier to reduce that cost.
use the helicarrier, and then pay the 2.
So you're immediately going to gain 6 health, bringing you back to 10.
Yes. Next thing I'm gonna do is thwart.
That's whenever he does a thwart. Did you have that in your hand while he's doing his villain stuff?
Yes.
So you're going to, just say you played emergency. So one of these will go down.
Okay. I
Yep.
thought I'd have to do it on my turn.
Nope, it's got to interrupt. It stops the game.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that one was played.
Okay.
And so the next order of business then is
Start doing your Iron Man things.
Iron Man things. So I can't go aerial, or I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do.
Now there is a card in his deck that allows it to exhaust for the energy resource.
Okay, I don't have it yet, so. But I can still do a lot of things.
Yep.
I'm going to start by. Is thwart how I remove the threat off it, or whatever?
Yes. This one.
No, off of him. The toughness.
Oh no, you have to do 1 damage.
1 damage.
So use one of your
So
pressure bullets.
bam, damage is gone.
Okay.
And 2 thwart.
Which one?
Yeah, I can do either one.
Yep, you get to pick.
How many is on the bottom one?
That is 9, and this is 4. If this one gets to 14, you guys lose the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 off of the break-in,
Okay.
and then I want to hit him for 1.
Okay.
Remove another one from the main. And this one's not tappable, right?
No, it doesn't have any special ability.
Right. But it adds to how many cards I get.
Now remember, you have your arc reactor.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and use the arc reactor. It's at 6. I can handle that. How many is on the top one?
4.
Now it's got 2 on the bomb
Okay.
scare. And I think that's all I got.
Yep. Okay. So again, you guys ready? It's your turn. Your turn. I'm sorry.
Alright, so I can flip this, yes?
Yep.
Reaction? Okay, cool.
Now, before you do anything, let's start using your Avengers Mansion.
Okay.
Because you
I
exhausted.
thought I did that at the end, so.
You do it.
I draw
You
one
do
card.
whatever you want.
Hey, I have 7 cards now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Defeats an enemy.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah, Iron Man is all about building that suit. It does take a little while to get him going, but once you do, he has a lot of things you can do.
I'm going to do this one.
Oh, you remember,
With that, I'm going to.
remember you don't exhaust us for anything. All it does is give you an extra attack.
Okay, I
You
don't have to exhaust it.
You
Okay.
exhaust these 3 things because they have special abilities attached to them.
So I don't know which one to play first. So I have this card, which is after you make a basic attack using your attack, ready She-Hulk, so I can make 2 attacks, right?
Okay, you were Walter's last when you started, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you flipped up, but what did you do first?
I can attack and then use this card to ready her up again.
Do you even lift?
Oh, I already deal 2 damage automatically.
Yeah.
And then I can attack for 3
Yep,
more damage.
so you do 2 damage to him. Okay?
Yeah.
And now we're going to attack him with She-Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to exhaust. And how much damage do you do?
3.
How much damage do you do?
4.
So he's defeated. He's going to move on to phase 2. And in this phase, he gets 15, so he's got 30 health. Now here's the thing. The game stops for a second here while he does new stuff.
I actually have a card for that. After a hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme.
Yep. He is considered defeated for these purposes, but we'll get to that in just a second here. So we searched a counter deck for Breaking and Taken. I happen to know that's down here because you guys resolved it just a little while ago. Or was it crowd control? You guys did crowd control. I don't think you
get
did.
rid of that bomb scare. You know, like, we're not playing against Chandler. You don't have to keep it a secret, right? She's over here, like, mouthing to me, like, hey, let's do this. Let's go. We're going to take him out back and beat him. Yeah.
And by the way, I have no choice here.
Oh, yeah.
This is the part about the cooperative section of this game, I'm only doing what the cards are telling me to do. I'm not choosing to make these decisions. The deck is doing that for me.
Yep.
The only reason I'm even standing here is because I'm teaching the game. But Breaking and Taking starts with 2 on it. And then it gets another 2 on it. We play with 2 players. And this one kind of sucks. So, yeah, you want to see if you can get rid of these. So you have Chase Them Down. What's it do?
After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme.
Okay, so do you want to move 2 from this?
Yes.
And get rid of
Get
it?
rid of it.
The bomb scare is going to go away. And you're going to discard that. Did you discard pile? And now you continue on the rest of your turn. Remember, you got that little guy right there, the 1-2 punch. You can exhaust Helicarrier to pay for it.
Nice.
You always want to be using your cards.
That's a discard.
Yep. And what's it do?
Readies her up again. And then make another attack, yeah?
Now you get Friend out with the power aggression. What does the power aggression do?
Doubles the number of resources this card generates while paying for an aggression.
So it creates a wild, right?
Okay.
But it produces 2 wild for a red card. And do you have a red card in your hand?
No.
Do you have a red card in your hand?
That's an energy card.
Is a red card.
Ah, got it. I thought it was like the little fist stuff.
It's aggression.
Okay.
Yeah. These are the colors of the card. Like your purple green cards are She-Hulk cards. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you want to play Hulk? You don't have to. I'm just saying you can.
So if I play Hulk, then I play this?
So you need 2
What does Hulk do?
you need 2 resources to play them, right?
Yeah, so I can do.
So this is 2 resources because it counts as double.
Okay, got it.
So you discard this and Hulk goes on to play.
Mhm.
He's your friend now. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the thing about Hulk is whenever he attacks, you have to flip a card to possibly do bad stuff. So he's really powerful, but he's unruly.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else with your deck?
How do I get him to do his thing?
You'll attack with him just like he did with Fury.
So can I do that with both of these then?
Yep.
Okay.
You want to attack with Hulk first?
Yep, I'll do Hulk first to make sure nothing bad happens.
You're going to exhaust Hulk, and he's going to gain 1 consequential damage, right? You see the little star right there?
Yeah.
It says take 1 damage. And right here it says, after Hulk attacks, discard a top card from your deck. If that card printed resource has, you take the top card of your deck. And what symbol's in the corner?
Science.
You're going to discard that card now. And unfortunately, Hulk gets discarded.
So did he do any damage?
Yeah, he does his 3 damage.
Okay, cool.
Now, there's a lot of other cool stuff that he could do. Unfortunately, you get to see any of that. But you did pay 2 to 3 damage, basically.
Yeah.
So what else you got in your hand you want to do? Well, they're all pretty expensive cards. I don't think you can actually play any of them.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna wait for these.
Now, if you want, you could roll down to Jennifer again, or Jenny, and use this. You don't have a science resource in your hand, but you do have a wild. And a wild can be any color you want it to be. in your hand?
Yeah.
See Hellcat?
Well, I was thinking whether I wanted to attack or
You can do both.
support. I can do both.
You can
So
attack.
I'll attack first before I switch.
So you're going to attack him for 4,
Yes.
bringing him down to 22.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to flip down to alter ego.
And then that's turned, right?
Yeah, you're still exhausted.
So I'm exhausted, and then this is...
You need to get rid of a science resource to dig 2.
Oh, get rid of this wild.
It becomes a science resource, and you reduce 2. Which do you want to take off?
Let's do the breaking and taking.
Okay.
So the green ones though are wild.
Yes, they count as any color you want them to count as.
Okay.
And I think Iron Man's got a fair bit of wild in his deck too.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were, or I would have. Yeah.
Okay, you both are done.
And then I give this back.
Yep, you give that back to her. Technically, it goes to her at the end of the villain phase, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
No one really cares. So you're gonna get 2 on there.
Do we flip up yet, or we wait till the villain goes?
You are gonna ready up, like put all of your cards ready and draw back up. You get your 6 cards too, which is a nice part of being on the Walters side. And you get your 7 cards.
What happens when I run out?
We'll discuss that when it happens.
It'll happen next turn.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so Rhino is going to attack Iron Man. Would you like to defend?
Nah,
Okay, he hits you for 4.
that's okay. I got this.
Against Walters, he is going to scheme for 3. No, 2, sorry. But remember, what do you say? He's going to scheme for 2.
He can only do it for one of my things, right? Yeah, I object. He can only do it for 1.
Yep, there you go.
I thought it was the card over
No,
here.
you're fine,
Hold
you're
on.
fine.
Let me look for it.
Now, we're going to do bad stuff. You get 1 card, you get 1 card, but breaking and taking has a symbol right here.
Okay.
The plus card thing, that's called a hazard. You get a 2nd card.
Ah. Okay. Bit my
So-
tongue.
You're going to flip your first one up. Oh, okay. Shadows of the Past. This is a nasty card, guys. It's in the original starter. This is the most destructive card in the game. I guess I really should show it down here. When this happens, her arch nemesis comes out to play. So in every hero deck, there is a set of arch nemesis cards. In your case, you have Titania. She comes out to play, and her side scheme comes out to play as well. It has 3 base on it, plus 1 for each person, so it has a 5 on it. Okay? And then these are other cards specific to She-Hulk's deck. These Nemesis cards are specific to each player. These go in the villain's deck. And these are thematically things that She-Hulk doesn't like.
Okay.
I will say this Nemesis deck is designed to counter you.
Okay.
Your Nemesis, congratulations, is there to hurt you specifically. You're going to flip this next one here. Explosion! If bomb scare is in play, assign damage to among the heroes and allies. Bomb scare is not out in play.
We got rid of it earlier.
Yep, so this gains surge. Oh, it's your first one here. Genetically enhanced, attached to a minion with the highest hit points. If there are no minions in play, gain surge. Hard to keep down. Rhino heals 4 damage.
What?
Yep, I know that's your bane. You don't let people get better. They
Works really hard.
keep smashing them.
What's his health at?
26. Okay, then you're gonna flip your card up.
It's plus 3 damage.
Okay, now this is charged. This is a really nasty card. This attaches to him, and the next time he attacks, he gains overkill and plus 3 damage.
Is it possible to get rid of it?
Not that way. There are cards in the game that can get rid of it, but you need those specific cards.
So, I have this card, which is deals X damage to an enemy, maximum of 15. X is the amount of damage you have sustained.
Yep.
So from my top health to 9, so however much I lost is how much
That's
I would do. So if I don't defend it, I let him hit me for that amount of damage, my health goes down, and then I played that card, that would be a lot of damage to him.
It's almost like She-Hulk likes getting hit.
Got it.
She likes to have lower health because she can do some really powerful attacks.
Okay, so I want him to hit me with that.
Yep. So, did you guys pass the first player? I can't remember if you guys passed it already.
I already threw it.
Yeah, okay. So now it becomes your turn again. Remember to use your mansion right after beginning your turn.
So that
To draw a card, yep.
Okay. So, do I want to save this for when I have more damage done to me?
What all do you got in your hand? Now, I always recommend that if you have Nick Fury in your hand,
We don't have a minion out, do we?
No.
that's a minion.
Oh, you have a minion.
Yep,
Okay,
Tanya's
so
a minion.
If
But
I-
notice how she has 6 health and does 5 damage. Now, what I would suggest is you see your Nick Fury,
yeah.
I would probably get him out and play because he's got a lot of powerful abilities. See what all we got here. I know you like this card, so you want to keep it. You probably get rid of this card, probably get rid of Tigra, maybe split
I've had this
personality
one
too.
for a while, yeah.
And you only need these 3 because you can use your helicarrier to reduce his cost.
Okay, so
Get rid of those 3.
for these
He
3,
goes out and play.
can I place this one to attack that for 6?
No, because remember this is an effect that supports you. It does nothing other than give She-Hulk +1 attack. That's
Okay.
the only thing it does.
So put this one out there.
Yep. The friend.
Um,
Now you see it's got a bunch of text here.
Yeah.
What you should really read is you draw 3 cards. Yes, you can do the other things, but honestly, it's not really worth it.
oh, that is nice.
Yep, and you got a strength too. That strength will help you pay for stuff.
Okay.
Remember, you got also the Gamma Slam technically in your hand
Right.
too.
Okay,
And he's
so
going to
now-
go out here.
So I want to save this for when he does more damage. Saving that.
Yep.
And then, so this is 2 resources.
Do you have any science resources in your hand?
No.
No, you don't have any science resources.
Right.
Or now, here's what you could do. You could stand up with Jennifer, turn her to She-Hulk,
Okay.
and then you could attack Titania for 4,
Take Titania for 4.
and then you could do your relentless assault that you like so much.
I relentless assault.
'Cause
Okay.
That you can pay with that with the strength card. Because
What-
notice how the strength
So
card
should I do it in the opposite order? Because this is specifically towards a minion.
Yes, but here's how it'll work. If you do this first, Titania's got 6 hit points, you're doing 5 damage, she'll have
Yeah.
1 hit point less, you'll attack her, nothing real special will happen, right?
Yeah.
If you attack her first, you'll do 4 damage to her, she'll have 2 hit points left.
Oh, that's the overkill.
There you go,
Ah,
exactly.
Damn it. Okay, got it. Okay, awesome. I'll do that.
So you're gonna get rid of your strength, because you see how the strength has 2 fists
Yep.
on it?
It's worth 2 resources, so this goes into play.
So it's worth
No.
2 resources?
Yeah, strength, genius, and energy are worth 2
See
resources.
how it has the 2 fists at the bottom?
I've thrown out another one and I treated it as 1.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So this
Someone-
counts as 2.
Yep.
Or that counts as 2. So you did 4 damage to her, right? With your
5.
with your strength, no, with your attack, you did 4
Oh,
damage.
yeah, okay.
She had 2 hit points left, right?
Yep.
Then you did 5. She dies, or is defeated. They don't like calling it death; they call it defeated. And then Rhino takes 3 damage from the
Okay.
carryover, and that brings him back down to 23.
Got it.
Now you still have some cards there to play. You could play your uppercut, or your 1-2 punch. The 1-2 punch is really good. Remember that you really like that one because
I do like that one a whole lot. So I can do 5 damage straight away, or I can do 8.
Is uppercut just 5?
Yeah.
So in this
We can do this
case,
one because it'd be 4 each.
in
And then
this case, to do the uppercut, you have to get rid of your entire hand, including your Gamma Slam. But if you discard uppercut for 1-2 punch,
I'm
you
about
just
to
ready
do
to
that.
back up.
Yeah,
your
same. So.
You're discarding it. Yep. You're discarding your uppercut for resources, and then you're playing your 1-2 punch,
Playing my 1-2 punch. So that
which
goes there.
it goes into discard positive event, and you ready She-Hulk back up.
Then
And
that
you
would be
attack for
4
4 again,
damage.
bring you to 19. Now, Nick Fury's there. He needs to do something. I always recommend, if you can, to thwart with him because he has the same attack as he does thwart. You can get rid of breaking and taking altogether.
Let me do that.
Do it.
Okay. Now, this crisis icon right here, it only stops you from removing from the main scheme. It does not stop you from removing any other scheme, just the main scheme.
How many points is on that one?
That one's on 5.
Okay.
Okay, you got your 2 cards you wanted to keep in your hand.
Yes.
So you're good to go there. Now, Nick Fury technically, most people don't mark this. Nick Fury's technically exhausted with 1 damage, but he dies at the end of your turn anyway. So, and then you are done. Cool. So now it goes back over to Iron Man.
All right, I'm going to exhaust this to cheapen this.
Yep.
So spending 3.
There you go.
Draw 1.
Yep, to exhaust the Avengers Mansion.
The next thing I'm going to do is spend 1 or first aid to get back 2 hit
health,
points. Yep. And then I'm going to spend a science to go aerial.
Starting to all come together.
And now I do some cleanup.
Yep.
All right, so I will start with
probably the visor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so you're gonna
remove
remove
1
for each.
from each.
There you go.
And then 2 damage. 2 damage.
Okay, brings them down to 15.
And then or 2 on the
This has 8 on it, but you can't remove it because this has the crisis.
right.
So
remove 2 from the crisis, and then we go back up and remove 2 more from the crisis.
okay.
Nice. Well done.
And the oh, and I exhausted that when I played it to draw
Yep.
the card. And that's all I got.
Okay. So we're gonna once again ready everything up.
So I get the first player token.
And he's dead.
No, he's not dead yet. He doesn't die till the end of the villain phase. So he's still ready him up.
Okay.
Yep. And then you're gonna draw back up your hand size.
I'm out and I need another card.
Okay. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna shuffle your discard pile back into your deck. You're gonna shuffle and then make another deck out of it.
I'm not bridging your cards.
Oh, where
Okay, I don't care.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I really don't care. You're
I
fine,
don't know. When
promise.
it comes to like collectible card games, I just don't feel right doing it. Personally.
The nice thing about this game is that you're not shuffling a
Can I
300.
draw my last card?
Yes, you're not shuffling a potentially a $300 magic card. This is an LCG, so the nice thing about this game is the LCG cards stay exactly what you pay for retail for them because you get exactly what you know what's in the box. Now here comes the bad stuff. Both of you get a hazard. Do not look at the card yet because it's not during that phase yet. Every time you shuffle your deck, you have to have it. Not every time you shuffle. Every time you have to refresh your discard pile back into a deck, you have to get a hazard.
Oh, wait, I need.
Some heroes cycle through their deck much faster than others. Cable and Bishop recycle really fast. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start the villain phase because you both have reset your phase. He gains 2 threat, bringing him back up to 12. You both are in hero form, so that should be okay. Now he's going to attack you. We're going to have our favorite meat shield of all kinds, Nick Fury, block for you.
I don't want him to block from
He has
that
to.
option.
He's
Here's
going
the thing.
away at the end. You don't want him to not block for you.
I want the
she's-
most damage as possible.
she's
I have
hitting-
a card.
She's
for
hitting you,
me.
he's hitting you base 6 damage. So he can kill you in 1 hit right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to block that.
So he's going to attack you. He's attacking Nick Fury for 6 damage, 7 damage. He might die anyways.
Can I bring him back?
No, she might die anyway.
No, if she goes down. No?
Once you're dead, you're dead.
Eh.
Yeah, I didn't think
We're gonna
that
hope for the
was
best here.
That was an accident. Actually, no.
So, remember how I told you that you would take 9, you could take, if you took 9 damage, you'd be dead? He just did 9 damage. So Nick Fury takes 2 of it because he has 2 health.
He saved your life.
And now you just took 7 damage.
Okay, cool.
This goes in your discard pile.
Okay.
I told you, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Now, the nice thing is this charge goes away. Because imagine if that had hit you instead.
I would be
Okay.
in bad shape.
Yeah.
All right, we do this. we do this thing. When is it better?
In that case, as a team, if that would have been the case, if you would have been first player, I would have acknowledged you should probably roll down and let her take this hit. Otherwise, you're going to die. Okay. So
At least we got a chance.
Now
he's gonna attack
he's
you.
over now.
He's going to attack you.
Okay,
He attacks you for 4.
that's not so bad.
You need to roll down and start healing up. Okay.
Before I do so,
Well, we're not. Unfortunately, you still get the fun stuff.
We flip them both over.
Well, she does first because she's first player.
Okay.
well, can I take any more damage? Am I like it for this? Can I take
It's
damage?
unlikely.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Because now it's a really good time to place this.
what's one? Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Rhino has his enhanced ivory horn, which you guys can pay 3 fists to remove. Otherwise, it stays permanently on him. Honestly, guys, if you can do it, I would just focus on killing him. You have enough. You're going to do 13 damage with him with that Gamma Slam, and you just need 2 damage. As long as you guys live through this, you'll win. So these are your 2. This gets another thing in here. It has 3, 5 on it total. Right. Okay.
Can I go first?
So Titania's not out, so it gains Surge and Bomb Scare.
But if we take him down, then it solves everything.
Yes. If you're playing a campaign, there are some ifs and buts to that.
Okay.
But in this circumstance, you just want to kill him.
Okay.
At this point, you go ahead and play your turn.
All right, I got good stuff, and I might do it for us this
There you
time.
go.
All right, so I'm gonna start
Get my head and I've been waiting.
because
for
it's
this.
wild.
Yep.
You might still. I'm just gonna make a big
Oh,
difference.
Repulsor Blast.
No, I'm spending him
Yep.
to go aerial,
Okay.
and I am.
Let me get
one
that
second.
hit in.
Next thing I'm gonna do is discard 1 to heal myself. How many health do you have?
2.
But I don't worry
Don't
about
heal her.
it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I'm gonna heal just in case.
Yep.
And then the
Finish
next
him off.
thing I'm gonna do is
I'm about to do.
I'm going to exhaust this one
Mhm.
to lower the.
Use your Avenger Mansion real quick.
Yeah, first I'm gonna use that and pull a card. That's right.
Yep.
That's the next one. Then I'm gonna exhaust.
No,
No, I'm gonna wait. Okay, so
here's what you can do. You can just say, "Hey, can I have an action?"
Hey, can I have an action?
sure.
And I draw the card. That way, you can start planning your turn while he's doing his turn.
Oh, I
Okay.
already know what I'm about to do.
So I'm gonna start with my visor.
Yep.
Remove 1 threat from each.
Okay, so this goes away. See, then we start running out of tokens. Okay.
Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is this is going to be great. Exhaust. So I only spend 1 for this. To have an event of a supersonic punch,
Yep.
I deal 8 damage to him.
Let me at him. Let me at
Oh,
him.
you'll get at him
Let
too.
me at him.
Hurry.
Let me at him.
And left.
Leave a point for me.
Oh, there. I can't do it all. So yeah.
Leave him twitching.
So he takes 2 damage.
5,
He takes 2 more damage.
3.
Give it to me, James. Give it to me.
I'll give it to you. I'm gonna thwart for 2.
Which scheme? You want to
The
go
bait.
for the main?
He
Okay.
ain't even walking at
And
this.
then I'm gonna exhaust, thwart 2 more,
Okay.
and then I am
So many
going-
trick cards.
I know, right? And then I'm going to pay 3, and he is stunned
Okay.
by
As a
Mocking.
Mockingbird. Yep, and you can have Mockingbird for 1.
And then she thwarts for 1.
Yep. She does take 1 consequential damage.
It ain't better,
I
but
just wrecked some stuff. Finish it up. Clean it up.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Can I go? Can I go?
This
Can I
is
go?
your turn.
Yeah.
You got
This
this.
is saving this card.
So I've been saving this for a long time. I will Gamma Slam and
He's stunned too. He's toast. That's all she wrote.
X damage to the enemy to a maximum of 15. X is the amount of damage you have sustained. So I'm at 2 hit points.
He sustained 13 damage. He just took 13 damage.
13
down.
damage.
That puts him at -10, so I think he's defeated.
He's down.
Yeah, and the really fun thing about this is you're playing a very direct, aggressive deck, but you're playing more of a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, I really like. So when I play games, the 2 things that I play the most are controllers and tanks, and I like to play a combination, and that's exactly what this
I'm the
is.
aggressor.
And you could go even further and play a protection Iron Man, where he goes even further down that protection tree and even gets a little bit more tech.
That's probably more my cup of tea.
Yeah.
That way.
And I don't know exactly how many heroes are in the game right now, but last count's 30 plus.
Yeah, this was absolutely that. If the protection one is more of that, I really think Iron Man was definitely the way I would like to play if I play.
And for those of you watching, keep in mind that I have 2 big boxes of cards underneath this table. There are a plethora of cards to play with. I think right now, even unsleeved, my Justice is like this thick of cards. So
This is great.
we've got a lot of
He's
deck-
got him. Come in for a demo.
That's good stuff.
And we play every Sunday at 12 noon at Guard Tower West. And we
Awesome.
always have plenty of people. They're more than happy to set you down and put a deck together for you. We do demos. I will sit down and play a demo with you, or we can just hand you a deck and you can start playing, because it really is that simple once you just start playing.
Watch our video back.
This was really incredible.
Missed anything or?
That action right at the end where
No,
it's
what
like.
was that big boss? That big boss fight where it was just like, bam.
Well, I had heard you say you could do 13 damage. I was like, that's not enough to take him down. And I drew that big blast card.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now we have enough to take him down, and then some. So it's like if this was in the movies, it's like he's wrecking things. Everything looks bad. You're all beat up. Suddenly, the suit comes together. Iron Man flies in like blast, 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 and then She-Hulk comes in like, bah, and it's over.
And you look at this, I mean, it was looking grim, right? I mean, he had an enhancement.
He is.
He had multiple side schemes coming out. You guys were doing good on keeping this down, but every turn it just felt like it went back up, and it was a
It went
losing
up
battle.
10 or like 11.
Most of everything I did was thwarting until the very end.
Yep. And if you like thwarting, if you're the kind of support character who likes to kind of remove the secondary to stop the game from ending in favor of the villain, Justice is great for that. And the 2 new heroes just came out, Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Nick Fury has an amazing, I'm loving playing him right now. He has a duality where he is sneaking in his stealth suit, and he's thwarting a bunch and building up power on his stealth suit, and then suddenly he jumps out of the shadows with a sniper rifle and headshots somebody. And he just does a lot of damage.
That's crazy. That's
So
good.
there's a lot of fun different ways of playing. I won't say every Marvel character you can think of, but if you have a favorite Marvel character that's kind of
Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler is in the game, yeah.
Ah, nice.
He's all about putting vamps on the targets.
Okay.
So he can do a bunch of teleportation shenanigans, beat them up. He's super defensive, almost impossible to hurt because he's teleporting all over the place.
Yeah, that's nice.
I would ask yours, but She-Hulk's a favorite character now.
Fan yet? No, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is
She-Hulk's a favorite character now.
Actually, I really enjoyed this game.
I also enjoyed this game quite a bit.
And I will say, guys, we played a two-player, but there is nothing better than sitting around with three of your friends playing a four-player game.
I'll tell you this, it's not as focused on, it's easy for new players, especially if you're not that into Marvel, because it's less focused on the lore of the game and more focused on different powers and stuff like that, and like strategy and stuff like that on, okay, what do you want to play? Straight to it, take him down.
I don't think it's
instead
not
of-
focused on the.
I don't think it's not
I think it
focused on-
integrates
but
it so well.
It's easy for new
I think-
players.
I think-
You don't have to know Marvel to play.
Right.
I think the point you were making is, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you don't have to know the lore to enjoy this game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to. You don't have to watch all the movies or know all the
Mhm,
characters.
exactly.
You can play.
And if you're a big lore fan, every single Iron Man card you pull out is
Yeah.
a part of Iron Man's history.
Yes. So, and that's the thing is like, I've always been a big Marvel fan and Jade hasn't.
Mhm.
And we took someone who has never really had an interest in Marvel and someone who is, I've been collecting Marvel since I was 5
Mhm.
and both of us enjoyed it
Contributed
just as much.
to the game,
Yeah, we both contributed. It was easy to get into regardless of your knowledge of Marvel.
Right.
And keep in mind, guys, that he adapts to the amount of players. So there are all kinds of mechanics over here that tell me how to build him for the amount of players playing. If there was a third player here, it doesn't make the game easier. In fact, in some ways, it kind of makes it a little bit harder, but it's got a balancing mechanic in here. And this is
that.
Yeah.
That's
This
a
is
very
the
interesting way
easiest-
to do it.
Yeah, this is the easiest boss in the core. This next boss is called Claw, and the third boss after that is Voltron.
Oh,
So
wow. All right.
There are multiple bosses, and I think we have 7 or 8 expansion boxes with 4 or 5 scenario boxes. Each scenario box has a new villain with a bunch of new side schemes, a modular encounter deck, stuff like that. And then each campaign box has 5 new villains with a bunch of modulars. So I've been playing for 2 years now, and there's still plenty of content I've never seen on this game. In addition to that, if you're one of those really big, I'm going to min-max my deck and make sure that I have the perfect decks for my game, for me and my friends, there is an expert mode.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
So there is a mode that is designed for people who really, really, really want to have that cutting edge.
This was fantastic. I would be willing to play this again in a future episode if we have the time.
Yeah, you guys
so-
just let me know.
Yeah, Chandler, thank you so much for joining us tonight and for teaching us how to play this.
Yeah.
I'm really appreciative of it, and I'm impressed enough by this. I think I'm going to pick up some more and play this with my kids.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the way the mechanics work
Yeah.
and how smoothly it ran for 2 brand new players. It was really awesome.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are interested in buying the game, there is a starter box that I do recommend people get, but you don't have to have it. A lot of these tokens and a lot of these dials and stuff, yeah, they come in the starter box, but you can, if you're playing with other friends, they have those dials, they have the extra stuff you need. You can just walk over to our section with Marvel Champions, buy a single hero pack. Oh, I really, really, really like playing I like the idea of Psylocke. I read all her comics. Let me grab Psylocke and I'm going to play her. Or, hey, I love Magneto. I'm going to play
Yeah.
Magneto. And that's all you need.
Easy.
You don't need all this extra stuff to actually play the game. But
Right.
if you really want to jump into it, you're going to want that core box.
So my 3 favorite Marvel characters, always, were Iron Man, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler.
And all 3 have hero decks in this game.
That's amazing.
Yep. And they all play very different. Nightcrawler jumps around, does a lot of teleporting. He's very defensive, hard to pin down.
I
But
imagine Wolverine's just hard to kill.
he heals every turn. Whereas, and for those of you guys know your X-Men lore, there's X-23 in the game too. She's a
Oh,
hero.
really? Okay.
And they heal differently. X-23 is all about being blind aggressive. So
It's
the
essentially technically a clone, but it's Wolverine's daughter.
yeah, depending on which comic book source, there's different origin stories for her. But effectively, she attacks repeatedly every turn. She hits for little bits of damage lots of times, whereas Wolverine hits really big a few times. And they both heal, but they heal different ways. So it's not just a female cast of
Right.
Wolverine. They play very, very different characters. And then, who's the third person you said?
Hey, can you do me a favor and skip the song that has stuttering in it?
That's what I was trying to motion to the thing was
Thank you.
music.
And what was the third person you said?
Nightcrawler. Well, so it was Iron Man, Wolverine.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Nightcrawler.
Well, obviously, see, there's not.
Yeah.
Yep, and Ironheart's in the game too.
Really?
Another one of the Iron Man suits.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about Rescue?
Rescue is in as an ally.
Okay.
She does not have a hero pack. Neither does the real Venom. Eddie Brock Venom does not have a hero deck. No, they have Flash Thompson wannabe Venom in there instead.
Okay. Eddie
It's
Brock
good.
is so much better.
Yeah, big Eddie Brock fan.
So do they have villains? Like if we want to play Carnage or Thanos?
No, you can play against Thanos.
Okay.
The Carnage is not in the game to play against. The closest thing is there are some anti-heroes such as Magneto that you can play as.
Okay. So Magneto is not entirely bad.
This is a silver suit version of it
I don't know.
Yeah.
when he leads the X-Men.
Yeah, so Magneto is like the arch rival of Professor X, who's the leader of the X-Men.
Also happens to be his best friend.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird story.
That one's actually a good story that you would like. I'll explain it some other time though, because we're running up against our time wall. So we're gonna have to cut it here. But thank you again very much. This was incredible.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you guys for watching. I am James,
I'm Jade.
and this is been Tabletop Scholar.
See you next time.